What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to PlayStation Generation episode 75. My name is Matt, and I'll be your host for today's events. I'm joined, as always, by, oh my god, I just blanked on your nickname. I wanted to go to My Little Soda Pup, the Buckley's boy himself, Mr. Denis Raccoon. What's up, Denny?
We're gonna need to find a new nickname and stick with it.
Yeah, I kind of just tripped over myself a little bit there, but we got there again.
Yeah, man, I'm good. How are you? It's been too long.
It's been 2 weeks. We took last week off because of Canadian Thanksgiving. We were spending some time with the family, with the loved ones, with the plus ones, doing all that good stuff. But we're back this week. We're ripping and ready to go. I'm all right, man. It's been a roller coaster for a few weeks. But you know how that be. I'm ready to talk some PlayStation.
Me too.
I'm ready to talk some Ghost of Yotei, some Battlefield 6, some PS6. Thy better believe thy butts. But before we do all that, let's jump in and talk about what we've been playing the last couple of weeks, because there have been games, Denny.
Yeah.
What you been playing?
Well, you're right. There have been a lot of games that have come out, a lot of piqued my interest. I've played none of them.
Classic.
Classic Danny, I know, right? I went back to Final Fantasy Rebirth, so I've been chugging along on that. I did dabble.
Dabble?
Just a little bit.
You dabbled.
I dabbled.
And
a
what
little bit of Pokemon ZA Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts are yet to be had because it's been more just I've been observing and just a little bit of hands-on, but I have my thoughts. One thing I would like to say, it's weird seeing a game in 2025 without voiceovers, especially
it's strange.
It is. It really is. I like the cutscenes. I think they're well done. There's a lot of, like the game looks good, and I haven't seen or experienced any frame rate stuff yet. But yeah, just how about some voiceovers, man?
Yeah, I've also been playing that Pokemon. I have been all up on Legend ZA. Obviously we're a PlayStation show, but we love all games all over the place. I really like it, despite my issues with it. The lack of voice acting kind of punches you in the face with this one, because there's a lot more dialogue, I find, this time around, especially when you compare it to something like Arceus, where was much more, you had much more time to yourself in that game, I felt like, because the world was so big and so open that you kind of were just all, you had that space to breathe in. But because here you almost have a Persona squad of friends that you're hanging out with and doing stuff with, it's really jarring not hearing any voices coming from them. I will say, though, the soundtrack fucking rips.
Yeah.
The music is fantastic. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Probably the most fun I've had with a new Pokemon game in quite some time. I'm very locked in. I'm having a blast. Got my Sylveon, I got my Gyarados. I'm pulling out my classic party members out to the forefront. The active combat I like, but it has issues.
Yeah.
The fact that dodging is kind of not really a thing, because it's you have to, I really wish you could toggle lock on which you can't. You have to be holding ZL to be able to use any of your attacks. I really wish you could toggle that. Not just from an accessibility standpoint, but just from sometimes I'm trying to use a move and I might not be locked on, and it obviously won't work. And then dodging, like I said, if you have to let go for the Pokemon to kind of run back to you, but there's a lot of instances where they're in the middle of something and they won't start running back to you, and they'll just get hit by an attack. Despite that, I really like Lumiose City. I know people are kind of oh, it's small, it's blah blah blah. I don't care. I liked Arceus a lot. I found that there was just a lot of dead air and dead space in that game.
Yeah, they didn't utilize it properly.
Yeah, and for me, Kamurocho in the Yakuza / Like a Dragon series is one of my favorite places in video gaming, period. And that is a small, tight city where you can run through the entire thing in a handful of minutes, but there's so much personality and there's so much to that space that when you come to revisit it and come back to it in games in the future, it's like coming home. So I would really like to see this city return, because I don't really have a problem with the physicality of the space. It's very vertical. The rooftops are much more integrated, ingrained in the experience than I think I was expecting, which I really enjoy. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. probably the most fun I've had with the Pokemon game since like Sun and Moon. Um, and like I've played everything in between, to varying effects, but Sun and Moon were the last time that I felt like I was just really grabbed and into what Pokemon
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying Legends EA. I'm having a good old time with it.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I can't wait to actually play through it some more because it does look like a fun time. And yeah, see how I feel later. But so
Yeah.
far, so good.
So far, so good. I haven't hopped into Battlefield 6 yet just because I've been busy with other stuff. I also reviewed a VR game. The review should be hitting the site either today or tomorrow, called Reach. It's
Mhm.
on PSVR 2 as well. I played it on the Quest 3. And it comes from Endreams, who made, this is from a new studio under their umbrella. But they also made a game. They also made Synapse, which is one of my favorite PSVR 2 games and one of my favorite VR games, full stop.
Yeah.
Reach is not as good. Uh,
No?
no, like there are issues on the Quest 3 in terms of technical things. I've had the guard game like full out crash on me 2 or 3 times. I got stuck loading a couple times. The frame rate is a little bit all over the place at points, so which in VR is a problem, can get pretty
Oh, yeah.
nauseating pretty quick.
Yeah.
The beginning starts out with this like huge like city chase where it almost feels like you're like in like Rio de Janeiro with all this like verticality and all these like across all these rooftops.
Yeah.
And then you go down to this like underground city of like, these ruins, and then that's pretty much all the rest of the time that you spend is in there, and everything just becomes monotonous and kind of the same. There's a lot of parkour. There's not much combat. It's much more of like a puzzle parkour game than it is like this action adventure that they kind of build it as.
It makes me think of Mirror's Edge. I'm literally watching the trailer right now, but
It's
like
like,
how you're mentioning the gameplay, it's more Mirror's Edge. Like you're just trying to figure out how to traverse.
and even then, like you get lost really easily, not because like the game just isn't always clear with where it wants you to go.
Mhm.
And that can be tough. It is fun, and there's some really cool set pieces, and like there isn't anything like inherently wrong with it. It's just kind of forgettable. For anybody who's played a lot of VR, the amount of times that you've climbed stuff or shot bows in other games, like you're not really getting anything new here. And I kept missing the beginning of the game because the rest of the
Yeah.
game isn't like that. Um,
Mm.
it's fine. My recommendation would be like a wait for sale kind of thing. I heard it runs much better on PSVR 2 than it does on MetaQuest.
Yeah.
So your mileage may vary there, but yeah, it's all right.
Cool.
Rice, my
Cool.
boy, the PlayStation Hokage. What's up, dude?
Hey, Rice.
Is Rice a little borked?
Hey, guys.
Oh, he's a little
Whoa,
more than just borked.
that is rough, my
Good
dude.
to
Okay,
see. Hello.
Rice, I'm gonna
Oh.
hide you. No, I hit him. Hold on, I'm gonna message him here.
Oh no, he already came back to us, I think.
Let's check another go here. How are we doing now, Rice? Eh, Okay, Rice will be back. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We got some news to roll through over the course
Mhm.
of the last couple of weeks. And why don't we kick things off with a little PlayStation Plus update? Because Denny, this may be one of the best months we have ever had.
Yeah,
Full stop.
I agree.
Hold on, where did that post go? Oh, here we go. This is what I want. PlayStation blog. This is coming from the PlayStation blogs themselves. We got our game catalog for October. We're getting Silent Hill 2, the remake, coming to Extra and Premium. Until Dawn, also the remake. V Rising, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, As Dusk Falls, Wizard with a Gun, all on Extra. And hidden premium is Tekken 3. Denny, talk to me.
I love it. There's a lot of games on here that I would play. Like I would definitely play the Silent Hill 2 remake. I will definitely play Until Dawn. I have the PS4 version downloaded, but I do want to experience it. So getting the PS5 version is always a bonus. Yeah, I'll give Yakuza a try. I still have Yakuza 0, but I'll give this a try. And Tekken 3 is a winner for me. So I think it's a strong lineup. It's great. One of the months where it's really worth it to have PlayStation Plus.
I totally agree. Rice, my dude, are you there? Okay, Rice is working on it. Rice, message me when you're good to go. I'm gonna drop you just for a sec because there's some weird audio stuff coming through. I agree with you. I think this is a banger month. Silent Hill 2. I am not a big horror game person.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I gave Silent Hill 2 a go when it came out, and I fell in love with it. It is dark, it is eerie, it is weird. The remake is incredible. So again, like right before Halloween, this is the perfect time for this to hit. I strongly recommend anyone check this out. It is really good. Like really, really good.
Yep.
Until Dawn, again, the PS5 remake is good. You know, it's Until Dawn. If you haven't played it, a great kind of B teen horror movie thing. It's a lot of fun. V Rising. I played a bunch of this on PC back in the day. It's fantastic. It's like if vampires were Diablo,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but with almost like a Valheim esque, you know, base building element to it, where you go out collect resources and stuff. Really fun. It's great single player, even better, you know, co-op or with some friends. It is a lot of fun. I highly recommend this. Yakuza Like a Dragon, one of my favorite games of all time. Even if you've never played a Yakuza game, this is a fantastic hopping on point because this is basically like where the kind of quote unquote reboot era starts, where they go full turn based.
Mhm.
There will be parts of this that like won't make total sense because of if you haven't played the other games, but those are very few and far in between moments. And what is there is enough to kind of you know you'll understand enough. But highly recommend this. No idea what Poppy Playtime is. I've heard great things about As Dusk Falls. I haven't played it myself, but it's another one of these Until Dawn style. Like you know, it's basically like you're watching stuff happen and you know triggering inputs and making decisions. It's supposed to be really great. I've heard fantastic things. Wizard with a Gun I know nothing about, and I mean if you like Tekken, you like Tekken. I think this is one of the best months of PlayStation Plus. Full stop.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, just you know, it's a little horror skewed, which again works in the month of October. But a lot of really good stuff in here.
Agreed.
I'm genuinely surprised that Silent Hill 2 is here. I feel like it just came out like what a year ago, a year and a half ago.
I thought it was a little sooner than that.
Well,
I'm gonna check
regardless,
that right now.
a great time to play some Silent Hill.
Yeah, actually, no, you're absolutely right. It's exact almost a year ago, October 7th, 2024.
Perfect. Go play that
So
shit. It's real
yeah.
good. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's talk about some DualSense. Because
Yes.
we got a new DualSense availed. This is going once again coming from the PlayStation blog. It's going to be available in US, Canada, Mexico, and Chile. So this will be hitting Canadian Walmarts specifically. I believe tomorrow,
Yep, the 20th.
starting on the 20th. Uh, I love this controller, Denny.
Oh, you and I both.
It is beautiful. It's supposed to be like a throwback to like classic PlayStation style here.
Yep.
Um, and on the back, I think it even says like
It says
PlayStation in
PlayStation.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Danny. How are we feeling about this one?
I love it. I think it's amazing. Like I remember seeing it. I was at work and the news thing popped up on my phone and I looked at it, I'm like, this is so amazing. And I was scrolling through the pictures before I even read the article and I saw like what they wrote on the back. To me, there was a PlayStation 1 console variation. I think it's the dev kit
Okay.
that they had that were this color of blue.
Interesting.
So there is yeah, it's the PlayStation 1 debug, like the development console. It's almost the same color, and that's the first thing I've thought of when I said it. I'm gonna send you a link to an eBay listing so you can check it out. Um, but I love it. I love the fact that this is a little bit more different and unique. Yes, it's just a different color variation, but I love the small little detail like adding the PlayStation icons to the touchpad. It's a beautiful controller. And I wish like if this is the new bar for what DualSense controller is going to look like, I'm here
Mhm.
for it. Also, the only gripe I have is this would have been a perfect one to launch with the removable battery.
So yeah, there's rumors that that isn't actually a thing. So we'll see if that actually is if it comes to fruition or not. Because I'm now seeing reports to the contrary. This blue PlayStation, though, I think you're right. This is like this dev kit is exactly that colorware. I
Yeah,
do wish that the PlayStation logo, like the home button, was the
was
kind of
colored.
classic, yeah,
Yeah,
the classic color scheme. But I
yep.
gotta say, like, I agree with you. This is just another color, but it feels like there was actual thought put into this from like the types of blue, the PlayStation on the back, the kind of the dual the touchpad having the different PlayStation symbols on it. I really like this colorware. I think this is really, really cool. This is probably one that I'm gonna pick up. I
Oh yeah,
like I really fuck with this. I think this is one of like the nicer controllers that's come out in a while. There's just something about it. There's just
it's
something
different.
about it.
It's like you said, they put thought into it. This isn't like the God of War one where it's just white and they put a red ribbon around it. This
Mhm.
isn't like your favorite one, the Fortnite one, which is light blue and they just put a bunch of Fortnite stickers on it. It's thought out. There's a method to the madness, and like just the finer little details make it special.
Agreed. Agreed. I think this is a great controller. Very, very happy with this one. Let's stay on the PlayStation blog because we got another one coming from the PlayStation blog with Skate Story announced and launching on December 8th on PS5. This has been one of my most anticipated games since we saw it a few years ago, and finally coming to PlayStation 5. Well, launching entirely on December 8th, so in just less than 2 months. This game is one of the most visually interesting games I have ever seen. I love this like mirror aesthetic to it. Like the tricking looks fun. The music sounds phenomenal if you check out the trailer. They actually like got I think it's Blood Cultures. Yeah, is this band
Yeah,
that they reached out to and they actually like put together an original soundtrack for it. Like crazy work here, just super super gorgeous. Um what I claimed this on our fantasy critic like when we
yeah.
did this almost a year ago. And I'm so so happy that it's launching this year. Denny, this do anything for you?
It looks flippin' cool, man. I would be interested to try it out. Like, I hope. I know it's a hard ask, but like maybe a demo for it. Um,
A demo would be cool
a
because
demo would be great.
I feel like the skate mechanics will kind of be that barrier to entry for a lot of people. But if it's simple
Yeah,
enough to understand, like I think people will vibe. I think you're right.
yeah. Visually, to me, it makes me. I don't know why. Like with like you said, it's just the weird effects and the cool lighting and everything. It makes me think like of a Wipeout style kind of game. Just everything's always changing. There's
Kind of,
there's a
yeah.
lot of like it looks really cool. It's very eye catching. Like if you saw someone playing this summer, you definitely stop like, what the hell is that? That looks so different.
Yeah,
Which is what I think we need right now. Is we need something gripping and just attention drawing.
I agree. I do wish that part of me was like and I know, it's not always feasible or a good idea, but like this feels like it would have been a fantastic PlayStation Plus game to launch into Extra. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it coming out day and date would have been dope. But again, there's a lot of hype for this game. There's a lot of people that I know that are very, very excited about it. I'm incredibly excited about it. I think one of the most visually interesting games I've ever seen, let alone it's a skateboarding game. Like that is up my alley entirely. I'm locked in. I can't wait for this. Like what a great way to roll into the holidays by
Absolutely.
playing some Skate Story. All right, my dude. Let's keep this trainer rolling because let's go to Ghost of Yotei. Because I don't know if you heard, Denny, but there
No.
are a lot of losers online that have been saying that Ghost of Yotei is dead. Ghost of Yotei is not selling. Ghost of Yotei because there was a woman as
Oh
the main character.
no.
It was doomed to fail. Well,
Absolutely.
coming from VGC, written by Chris Scullion, Ghost of Yotei had the biggest first-party launch in Europe for a PlayStation since Spider-Man 2. The game's first weekend of sales were in line with those of Ghost of Tsushima chart data finds. That's according to GSD European chart data as reported by the Game Business, which found that Ghost of Yotei entered the chart at number 2, just behind EA Sports FC 26. Um, like, come on. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Rice, my dude, we back?
I think so.
We're so back, Rice.
Let's
Okay, we're so
go.
back. Oh my
The band is
gosh.
back together.
The band is back together. What's up, dude?
Oh, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I am excited to be here again. What we talking about? What we talking about?
We're talking about some Ghost of Yotei. Because it's
Of
selling
course we
well,
are.
Rice. If
Uh,
you could hazard a guess.
yeah, yeah. Like, it is friggin' amazing. I'm having a great time, and am I okay to share a little bit of my
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. Hit us.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like,
tell us, what have you been playing, Rice? Is it like
yes,
what was it?
Ghost of Yotei, uh, all day, every day, with like a sprinkle of Borderlands dailies. And then I just picked a starter for Pokemon, but that's whatever.
Who'd you go
I
with?
I'm
Hold
I'm
on, yeah. Who'd you go with?
Get ready to kick him.
because I'm a Cindy stan. and Cindy is not there, I went with Totodile.
Okay, Denny, who did you pick?
I haven't played that far. Like I said, I've just been watching people play.
Oh, you haven't even gotten
I
there.
just jumped in and played. So I think they had a Chikorita.
Yeah, I went with the Chikorita.
Ah,
I was torn, but I was torn between the what's it called? I'm also Cindy Stan, so I was also torn between Totodile and Chikorita, but I've always had a soft spot for that little green thing. But Ghost of Yotei,
Yeah,
talk to us.
Ghost of Yotei is so very good. Every single kind of game mechanic that I enjoyed from Tsushima has been refined and honed in on, and that's like, I don't know, that I feel like that's an understatement because it's just so good. Um, the discourse that I've been reading about like how people feel and stuff, I think I share the same sentiment as you, Matt, when you said like, well, what is it that people are really griping about, and what is it that they want out of a sequel? Because I really just wanted more of Tsushima,
Mhm.
and and I said I wanted a protagonist that was a little more visceral, and I got that. I'm getting exactly what I asked for.
Rice has frozen just when we thought we had him.
Am I
He lives
am I
ever so briefly. The fact that the only thing that's coming through is "Am I lagging?" as he's lagging horribly is just incredible. What the? We got multiversal Rice.
What?
Rice left and come back while Rice was
whoa,
still here.
whoa, what is going on?
We so Rice? Try killing your camera and see if the
What's
audio will come through more clearly.
okay.
Talk to us,
Oh,
Rice. Can you hear me?
are you
Oh
talking to us?
no.
The trolls have attacked as Rice was bigging Ghost
Brutal.
of Yotei up.
This is brutal.
Okay, hold on. Talk to us.
Oh, brutal. Hello.
Okay, you're coming through pretty clear
Hello.
audio wise right now. Can you hear us?
Hello. Microphone.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Echo.
He can't hear us.
Okay, Ricey, we're gonna keep rolling. I'm going to let you try and figure this out as we keep going here. But yeah, Ghost of Yotei continues to sell well. Not surprising anyone. This is going so good. Let's hit into our next story. Let's kind of keep this good sales train rolling. Denny, I'm gonna hit us with a 1-2 punch of a story, and then we'll talk about
Cool.
it because Battlefield 6 has become the biggest launch in series history, selling 7 million copies in 3 days. This is coming from VGC, written by Chris Scullion. Over 172 million matches were played during the game's first weekend. According to the publisher, Battlefield 6 sold more than 7 million copies in its first 3 days, setting record highs for the series sales. The game saw more than 172 matches played, and they kind of go on to say thank you. It hit EA's highest ever concurrent player count on Steam in its opening weekend, reaching a peak of 747,440, overtaking the 624,000 some odd set by Apex Legends. Massive.
Oh
And
yeah.
let's go straight into the second story because it's more Battlefield, and let's kind of talk about them both back to back. Because despite a lot of people enjoying it, I have heard some criticism coming once again from Chris Scullion. Battlefield 6 will soon let players earn XP faster and unlock attachments quicker. In a community update posted on its official X account, Battlefield Studios announced that it will be updating the game within the next week to apply these changes, including more XP and more given from actually playing matches, and lowering the amount of XP needed to unlock attachment ranks. So I have heard the game is a blast. Like I said, I purchased it, haven't hopped in just yet. I'm very, very, very excited. But the one kind of recurring thing that I've seen across the interwebs is that progression was like glacially slow.
Yeah.
And some of this was like genuinely like, new combat kits, new, modifications. It seems that they're listening, and they're actually going to be raising XP, which I didn't kind of expect, but I'm incredibly excited about this. Denny, are any interest in Battlefield from you?
Yeah. I might not play it right away, just like you, because backlog and all that stuff. But I mean, I enjoyed playing the betas that came out, and I'm actually really pumped to get it for PC. Things
Oh,
that I've things that I've read actually is that this game is so well optimized that people are still using like graphics cards from like 2017 to be able to play this game. So it's that can help with the sales and the people playing online because like and it's you can basically run on the modern equivalent of a potato if you've got a graphics card for 2017. um I'm also glad that they're listening. If the complaints are that the progression is too slow and that it's hindering the experience, they're implementing it right away to have the wow, English is no good today. They're fixing it.
yeah.
Right? They're doing the thing to make it right and do right by the people who are supporting the game, and that's what's important.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see that they're listening and that they're responding so quickly. I have heard the same that this game is apparently optimized incredibly well. There hasn't been any major server issues, which again in a launch like this in an online game in the year of the Lord 2025 is a monumental success. On top of the fact that apparently it's like a locked very stable 60 frames per second on base
Yeah.
PS5s and hitting any up to like 90 to 100 frames per second on PS5 Pros, if not more. Great. I was watching SkillUp's review and he basically talked about how there's no ray tracing and it allows the game to run so
Yeah.
very well across the gamut here.
Yep.
Um, Again, I'm incredibly excited as a lifelong Battlefield fan. This is everything that I want to hear, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to start kind of diving into it a little bit more because this just looks so good. It looks so good. I'm so happy.
You're gonna have a good time.
Within the span of like a month, I had Trails, Final Fantasy Tactics, Digimon, Yotei, Battlefield, Pokemon, like a lot of these lifelong mat games all
Mhm.
hitting around the same time. So it's like who
Mhm.
needs sleep, I guess, or
Or
time
life.
for or life or anything
Who needs
else?
a job?
Who needs a
Who needs
job?
food? Who
Who
needs
needs some food,
family?
bro?
Significant
Family,
other? What the fuck is that?
I'll make some time for the kid, but that's
Okay, that's
about where
fair. Just the
that's
kid.
where the just the
I
kid.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'll draw the line there.
Okay.
We'll get her climbing leader ranks in Battlefield 6 in no time flat.
That's a good dad right there.
I'm saying. Let's stay on VGC for another story because following the cancellation of its live service God of War, Sony's Bluepoint is hiring for a third-person action game. This is coming from Chris Scullion once again. Uh, in January, it was reported, then confirmed that Sony had canceled the live service game in development at Bluepoint, as well as one development in Days Gone developer Bend Studio. It was subsequently recorded that Bluepoint's canceled live service game was believed to be based on the God of War series. Now, as spotted by Tech4Gamers, the studio is hiring again and appears to be sticking to a similar genre for its next project. An ad listing for a senior combat designer role says applicants are expected to have a solid understanding of combat basics, combat systems, and mechanics for third-person melee action experiences, as long as blah 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 blah. Bluepoint, of course, known for its pedigree of bringing games forward. Of course, launching with Demon Souls, that beautiful remake on the PS5. They've been quiet ever since. There is rumors that it's still supposed to be an original IP, or at least something new. They're not remaking something this time. Denny, how are you feeling about Bluepoint kind of going back, going back to the third person melee combat well?
I don't care what they do as long as it's not another live service game.
Bingo,
I'm
bingo.
I'm just glad they're not doing live service because that's just it's not going anywhere. This ain't it, Chief. Um, if it's, I hope it's something new, and I hope it is a new IP. But if they are going to remakes, I feel like Bluepoint does a lot of remakes or remasters.
They've done pretty much exclusively remakes and remasters for the last number of time for
Yeah,
many years.
yeah, because I'm looking like God of War Collection, Eco and Shadows of Colossus, Uncharted Collection, Gravity Rush, and like we said, Demon Souls. Um, so I mean, honestly, the only
Rice in the chat, live services of the future. Quat, do you mean? I'm gonna understand. I'm gonna say that he means quat with a
I think
Q
it
in
means
there.
what? I think
No, it's
W.
quat.
Oh, QUAT?
Yeah.
Quat. Okay.
Mm.
I was gonna say it'd be nice, and this is pie in the sky and hopeful, wishful thinking, and I'm sure people online would riot if this happened. If they were the ones doing the Bloodborne remake. No,
I don't care.
you don't care. I
I
know,
don't
but
like
I'm
blood.
just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, people would be happy with that.
People will be very happy with that. I am curious because, like, obviously their pedigree for bringing games forward is bar none. Like, they make some of the best remakes in the entire industry.
Yep.
I am curious what a new game from them looks like, because we haven't really had a lot of examples of their ability to, like, put together new games or new
Yeah.
narratives. And not saying that they're by any means should be bad at it. They have a ton of experience, but like I am curious to see what that looks like, or if it's even like, is it a new Infamous? Is it a new Bloodborne? Is it something new from an established IP, or is it something new entirely? What do you think, Rice? What is Blue Point doing?
I think that my internet is going to betray me right now.
Oh
I
shit.
I think so far you look and sound the best you've sounded today.
Okay.
Yep, I agree with that.
Good,
I
good
think
job,
that's
Rice's
great.
internet. We appreciate
Oh
you.
gosh. Okay, we'll see what holds up. Yeah, no, I'm all for it. But yeah, man, why not live service, Denny? Isn't that the future? Isn't that what Sony CEO said?
The
That
future of
live
games.
service is what we're going to push into?
Nope, it's not.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, call me crazy. I don't think it is, but I'm a different
No,
person.
I don't either. I'm just being contrarian.
It's okay.
What this does tell me though is that this game, regardless of what it is not anywhere close. If they're just hiring on for a combat designer role, this thing
Mm,
has to be a good 4 to 5 years away.
yes.
Maybe this is something for the PS6.
Maybe this is something for the
Maybe.
PS6. Because apparently, according to VGC, written by Chris Scullion with that beautiful tee off from Denny, the PS6 and next Xbox consoles are both aiming for 2027 release. Separate reports claim. Both the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox consoles are planned for 2027. Kepler L2, an insider who has accurately reported on AMD hardware in the past, claimed in a NeoGAF thread that Sony's plan is to release the PS6 in 2027. In a thread discussing Sony and AMD's recent video explaining future tech, a discussion arose about Mark Cerny's claim that the new tech would be coming to a future console in a few years' time. When one user claimed that this meant 2028 at the earliest when taken literally, another user suggested that Cerny's use of quote-unquote a few wasn't necessarily meant to be taken literally, and that a 2027 release is still possible. On the same day, Moore's Law is Dead posted a video claiming to show that AMD Magnus APU, which is set to form part of Microsoft's next-gen Xbox console, also expected to launch in 2027. It is targeting 2027 launch, he said, and I want to be clear that since the recent Xbox Magnus videos and RDNA 5 videos I've put out there, I've heard from even more sources that Microsoft is talking to partners behind the scenes and is openly saying that 2027 is when Magnus launches. Listen, I understand from like a calendar perspective that if they were to launch in 2027, that would be 7 years after the launch of the PS5. That is a good, healthy, amount of time for a console generation. Am I alone in feeling that this just feels too soon?
No, you're not.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Rice, go ahead. Your internet might kill you.
Well, I think that the main thing that I feel is that this generation feels undersaturated in terms of its library. So like that plays a lot into what we've experienced. I mean, like even through the lifespan of this podcast, kind of anticipating and waiting for news and waiting for more out of the PS5. I think that has made me feel reluctant,
Mm-hmm.
but one could make the argument with that same logic that maybe it is time to move forward, but who knows? That's just me.
Denny?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the leftover remnants of this console generation starting off during a pandemic. But it doesn't feel like we've really reached at a point where we should be looking forward. I still sit here thinking I'm still waiting for the next big thing to come out, and I don't know. I plus at the same time taking a look at what the rumored specs are, or what the rumored type of technology they're using, like that stuff still hasn't even come out yet. So I think there was a part of that article that mentions like some of the Xbox architecture in there. which is like a Zen 6 processor with RDNA 5 graphics. Like that stuff hasn't even come out yet. That's coming out late 2026. So to have some sort of custom APU come out a year later, crazy.
That would be a flex, right?
Exactly.
That would be such a huge flex.
The thing is that like let's put the PS6 aside here for a second. Would anybody even care about a new Xbox console at this point?
How many stores have stopped have announced that they're not going to even carry stock of Xbox stuff anymore?
I'm saying, and like you know, and I don't think that this is I do think this is a this generation problem as a whole, because I don't think PlayStation's unique in their lack of first party output this generation as a whole. You know, Xbox I think was also in the same problem kind of problem area for different reasons. We had coming into this generation, obviously the pandemic set a lot of people back across the board. There's no denying that there was a lot of games that were supposed to come out that didn't, or were supposed to launch much earlier and were pushed back just because of the constraints of the status of the world. But it was this kind of weird two-pronged approach where Xbox came into this generation being like, oh wait, you guys care about exclusives, and they started buying up studios. And then ABK happened and they bought that. And then the shareholders started paying much more attention. And they had some flops coming out of the gate. Halo Infinite wasn't what it should have been. Fucking, what was that vampire game? I always forget the name of the one that like flopped straight onto its face.
Oh, frig. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yep. I played it.
Shit. Regardless, they had a lot of things where like, and then people start talking about, oh, okay, they're building, and that was kind of the vibe. And then
Redfall?
Thank you, Redfall. And then there was just like this halting thing where like even now, like where's Fable? Where's a number of these games that they've been talking about?
Fable?
Where are these games at? Pivoting to now kind of going cross-platform with PlayStation. PlayStation, on the other hand, comes into this generation being like, we're still top dog. We still got the best looking console here. We still got so much cool stuff going on here. Here's a bunch of games you're excited to play. Let's make 15 live service games. Is that cool, everybody? Oh, we're gonna cancel all of them. No worries, guys. No worries. Here, all that development time and resources spent and time wasted on everything else, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Just don't look over there. Just don't open that closet that's clearly full of just garbage. We've had a generation where neither one of these consoles could really get off to the right foot, and despite that, PS5, this is still their most profitable generation of all time. There's still been banger games. I still love this hardware. But this kind of feels, I think, more than ever before, almost like a testing bed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? PSSR with the PS5 Pro, the Portal, like so many, like the PSVR 2, so many things this generation has felt more like, we'll roll through. We're gonna put out games, don't get us wrong, but let's maybe reset on the PS6. That's what it kind of feels like to me, and maybe that generation moving forward will be a much more stable, let's call it, generation where we'll see kind of that maybe old Sony come back with more regular releases. They've seen the success of Astrobot. They've seen the failure of Concord. Maybe we get off onto the right foot and actually stay on it coming into the PS6. But I think we're going to see a lot of people not hop on it right away. I think we're going to see a lot of cross-generational stuff for a long time, because Denny, you understand the technical side of this much more than I do. I won't speak for Rice, but I'm dumb. How much of a step forward would this like kind of theoretical PS6 be? Like, obviously the talk of the handheld is exciting, and that's one that could be enough to get kind of people on board. But in terms of like, are we actually going to have like a stable 60 frames per second all the time, or you know what I mean? Like, what does this look like?
I would think so. I haven't really looked too much into it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we would. I think we would, because a lot of it is kind of just like right now we're just in an area of with technology. It's about making things more efficient, right? So we're getting smaller dies and everything when it comes to the chipset. And just improve, like I said, power efficiency, probably better latency. So yeah, hitting those frames and making sure just the biggest thing is having that larger memory bus should be great for your frame rate. It's all theoretical right now because nothing's actually out. We have nothing to compare it to, right? Like you can compare your current generation's APU to like, a Ryzen 5 series or whatever, 5th generation or something. But it's tough to say. Yes, we should be getting better graphics or like better frame rates, and I'm hoping that's what the focus on, because I don't think we really need prettier looking games. We've got very pretty looking games.
Right. And as far as the hardware goes, like, I mean, in the past few years, it's not ground shaking changes to hardware, right? They're incremental
Exactly.
Mhm.
and refinements rather than, here's this new piece of tech. So yeah, I wonder how the consumer's brain really takes that in. Well, if it's not like this incredible advancement, then am I getting it day one kind of thing?
And that's the thing too with like, with PSSR being as seemingly good as it is, it's fantastic on PS5 Pro. But like, look at how gorgeous Ghost of Yotei is, regardless of what
Yeah.
PlayStation you're playing it on. How incredible Expedition 33 looks, how fantastic Battlefield 6 both looks and runs. I don't think we've even like pushed the PS5 to the brink of its ability to
Agreed.
as to what it could output.
Mhm.
Now, granted, 2 years from now is a lengthy amount of time, but if we're just looking at let's look at this in like PlayStation first party, it's Wolverine
Yeah.
and that's it.
Maybe Intergalactic? Maybe? Like
Intergalactic?
right at
I
the end?
I would imagine that's going to be like a cross.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I
Maybe
could
even a
Yeah.
launch.
yeah, I could easily see that being like a launch title for the PS6 coming to both PS5 and PS6. I could easily see that given that
Mhm.
I would kind of guess that would be a mid 2027 game at the earliest. If that's somehow in
Yeah.
2026, I would be genuinely shocked.
Right.
And if Venom is real, like, are we going to get another Miles Morales situation that kind of bridges the gap as well of it hitting both consoles at the same time? Like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wonder how much of if the handheld is real, and if that is expected to launch day and date, because I'd be curious to see the amount of people who may grab a PS6 handheld, but keep their PS5 for
Yeah.
for the
Sure.
next number of years, until that kind of bandwidth on the PS5 starts to kind of max out a bit. Because I could see that being a strategy for folks.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's much more. I think people would make the argument that that's cost effective for their budget, and also, yeah, just the fact that the tech is not that different.
Mhm.
Uh, it just makes sense. Like, let's wait and see a bit.
It's just crazy to me that we're at a point now where we're like genuinely talking about PS6 rumors. Like these aren't like,
Yeah,
oh, obviously the PS6 is going to come out one day. We're at a point where like things are kind of starting to
they're
come together.
working on it.
Like
Yep.
there was another point I think of like Kepler was one of the things that they kind of talked about, was that like they're entering production. Like this is a thing that
Mm,
will be starting to made at the end of 2026, beginning of 2027. Like this is going to be a physical item sooner rather than later.
right.
Whether the handheld is anticipated to launch alongside, whether that's supposed to come later. I am very, very, very curious to see what would be the selling point here, for both PlayStation and Xbox. Right, Xbox needs to
Sure.
needs you to understand why you need their thing, despite all of their games coming to the other one anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
with the
know,
ROG, coming out. I mean, did we talk about that at all today yet?
no,
No.
Just the fact that, feedback about the Asus ROG has been fairly positive.
the
Um,
Xbox Ally X, right, or
Xbox
whatever,
Ally X,
whatever the
sorry.
fuck it is.
Yes, minus the price tag.
Right. Well, I don't doubt that they have the ability to put out a good piece of hardware. From what I've heard as well, like Steve and Bobby have both been using it, and they've
Right,
spoken very favorably about the unit itself. But
right.
there's a $1,500 price tag Canadian
Yes.
associated with
Mhm.
that. That is a lot of money.
Yeah, how do you sell that?
How
That
do you?
sounds like an enthusiast price, you know?
I mean, it has to be. I can't imagine
Yeah.
most people are going out there. Even the Switch 2 is starting to kind of push the limits off to like what is
Sure,
affordability for
sure.
folks for folks that are looking to get into this industry.
So, I mean, does I don't know how Sony as a company even feels, PlayStation feels about this, but, like, do they feel like they're kinda king shit right now?
I would
Because
have to.
the
I
yeah,
would
the
have to say
Those
competition
yes.
two.
doesn't
Yeah.
feel it didn't feel like it was very competi for a while, so, I mean, that can also speak to the, "Okay, maybe we can wait to release this, or maybe we can make some mistakes because you know what? These guys aren't even gonna play top tier
These
here.
guys
You know
don't
what I
even play in
mean?
our league.
Yeah,
These guys are
exactly.
putting their games on our console anyway.
Yeah, so we don't
You
have to
know?
try.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very, very curious to see what the conversation is going to be like, because I think for the first time in a long time, we're going to have PlayStation and Nintendo in direct competition with one
Yeah.
another. And
Mhm.
like my question is too, is that like, let's say the PS6 comes out at 8.99 USD, which I think is a genuine possibility.
Sure.
In terms of what it's going to look like. Lord knows what the market's going to look like at the time, what the world is going to look like at the time, what tariffs and the other shit are going to look like at the time. But I could see a world where 7.99 or 8.99 USD is realistic. How do you price that handheld? You know, is that a 4.99 at
Mm,
that point? Do you kind of match what Switch 2 is doing, or like, because that's the thing.
yeah.
If it's going to be a very interesting conversation if the PlayStation handheld launches and looks and feels and is better than a 2-year-old Switch 2 at that point for roughly the same price, that's starting to be a different conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, and I think that the people will be looking for like the king handheld, right? You know what I mean? And that will be their main driver for games. Um this is minus everybody that has every platform, PC, consoles, whatever.
Mhm.
I would make an argument to say that a lot of people will move towards that one handheld. Um, and if PlayStation comes out with one that one, it's dockable, you can take it with you. That's already like loads ahead of the Xbox handheld,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, I don't know. It's looking pretty good in terms of trajectory for PlayStation if they do this right.
Denny, what do you think?
Um, I have a bit of a different take on it, I guess.
Talk to me.
I think yeah, you can price it similar to a Switch 2,
Mhm.
but if you're going to have similar tech in it, similar, not exact tech as you would perhaps a actual stationary PS6 console, I think you're
Mm,
looking at a very, very large loss leader from a business perspective here, to get
interesting.
people to buy into that ecosystem. Um, that's my takeaway from it and my thought. Also, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When you're competing, you have to go kind of apples to apples. And I feel like Sony competing with Nintendo right now is really going apples to oranges. Just in terms of the experience that you get in terms of the games for the Switch. And the Switch knows who they're marketing to. The Switch knows who
Mhm.
they're
Yeah,
kind of
very
catering their
self-aware.
experience for, right? They're self-aware of that. And let's be honest, like we all sat here, well, not we all sat here, but the discourse online was that, oh, the Switch 2 is really expensive and we got to sign the new terms and conditions. And if you do anything to mod it, they can brick your console right away. And like all these kind of anti-consumer things, but nobody cares. Nintendo still sold like what, 8 million units as of now,
Something ridiculous.
right? It's just Nintendo. That shit prints money.
Mhm.
Sony, like you said, Sony might be have to make a couple mistakes and learn from them after it's been what, almost 10 years, over 10 years since they brought out an actual handheld device to the market.
More than,
Um,
yeah.
they might have to relearn how to do it and like, yeah, launch your handheld first and then see what you did wrong with it and make your updates and then just always have the console in your back pocket. But I think it's going to be a little bit more expensive than a Switch 2. At least $100 US more.
I do agree, and I do wonder, like, kind of what that price value looks like in between the base, like, the console itself and the handheld, because I think it's going to have to be a decent kind of, space between them if you're gonna want people to gravitate to, or if you're gonna want people to pick up a handheld.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting, but I mean, like, we've seen the PSVR, you know what I mean? We've seen what they priced that at, and it was almost, if not more expensive, like, it was almost as expensive as the console itself,
Yeah.
and that is what
Right.
essentially a peripheral. Um, I mean, we'll see. We're actually talking about a theoretical launch window here. We'll see what it's gonna look like as we find out
Interesting.
more. But the
It's going to be
PS6
exciting
is
regardless.
coming. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I listen. I can talk all I want. I'll be buying both the handheld and the
I
actual
know.
console day one.
I
Like,
will stand in line with you so I can like live through you vicariously.
I am the biggest fucking idiot when it comes to that shit. Like, I'll be like,
PlayStation Prince.
listen, but why do we need it? What do you want? And I'll be there day one. And I'll be sitting here with the box being like, guys, listen,
That's
it's awesome.
exactly what happened with the PS6 Pro. I don't need this shit, guys. I bought two.
Yeah. No, I
It's
bought
just
one.
providing perspective for the people as
Yeah.
the PlayStation Prince. That was an alliteration like crazy.
That was an
I loved
alliteration
it.
like crazy. And like, listen, don't learn from my mistakes. Be better than I am. All right.
He's taking one for the team.
Here's
guys.
what you shouldn't do.
Yeah. All right, guys. We have a couple questions to round out the show. Let's tap into them before we roll out of here. Savoy Prime, my bad, SP. I missed your question a couple weeks ago. That's on me. SP writes in saying, "Hey, y'all, 2 questions. First, since it's October, what is everyone's favorite scary games? Let's start there.
Oh.
What's your favorite scary games?"
This probably doesn't hold up in the horror video game genre nowadays, but when I first played Amnesia Dark Descent, that one actually holds a really top spot in my canon. So I'll mention that one, even though like it's probably not scary to some people now. That one was a big one for me.
That shit was terrifying when it came out.
Yeah,
That shit was so scary.
Oh, it was making me pee my pants, like actually. So,
Actually,
yeah.
I think
Anybody
for
else?
me, like Silent Hill 2, like I said, is up there
Mhm.
on extra now. Alan Wake 2, incredible. Resident
Oh,
Evil, the remake of 4 is fucking incredible. I remember when Slender Man was the thing. I remember this back in
Mhm.
university. We used to turn like Slender Man into a drinking game, and like we like all get into this like dark room or and like with a bunch of alcohol and other stuff, and like we basically like take turns on the thing. Oh, that shit was terrifying in the moment.
so
But
good. Or
But
actually, another one that was pretty iconic, at least for me, when I was playing scary games for the first time, was Outlast.
yes, dude,
Because
the camera.
the camera, you're not
Mhm.
given any weapons through the game, so that was one of the first experiences where I'm like, shit, well, like we're not fighting back, we're literally just running around being chased. Oh yeah, that'll make your butt
Times.
clench.
Yeah,
Good
that'll clench right. What about you, Denny?
Oh, easy. Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh God, Doki Doki Literature Club.
I
Fuck.
know.
Terrible.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but
That game
actually,
was
But actually,
Yeah.
that game is, yeah,
that game is
super effed.
fucked.
One game that came to mind was I think it was an Xbox 360 launch title was Condemned Criminal Origins.
Oranges.
Criminal Oranges.
Give me that game right now.
I would play the shit out of an orange themed horror game. That's incredible.
Oh man. Yeah, that game, I don't know why it was so trippy. Like it wasn't anything out of the blue, but that's one game that really fucked with my
Yeah.
mind and gave me like nightmares after playing it. So
One game that
Go ahead, Rice.
I played with my sister on stream that we never really finished was Visage or Visage.
Okay.
If you played that game, that one was really spooky.
I feel like we'd be remiss not to mention the likes of like Dead Space, obviously.
Dead
a
Space. Oh,
classic.
Dead Space 1.
Dead Space 1.
yeah.
A series that I've never ventured into and I genuinely don't understand the hype is Five Nights at Freddy's. Have either one of you FNAF? Have either one of you fucked with the FNAF? I've never bothered.
Yeah, I've kind of watched a lot of video on the lore.
I wasn't in the hype for that one. I basically like loved that for people whoever enjoyed the game, but it didn't grip me at all.
Yeah. Let's move on to SB's second question, saying last question. What's a game you enjoyed, but the majority of people hated? Have a great show, y'all. We'll accept Rice, Justice for Horizon. Just kidding, Rice. What's a game you enjoyed, but a lot of people hated?
Oh man, I have to give this one some thought. What are games that people hated? Let's start with that.
I've got one in the hopper for this. Infamous
Okay.
Second Son. A lot of
Okay.
people truly don't like that game. I really liked it, despite its issues. I liked Delsin. I liked the story. I thought the new powers were great. I've sunk a ton of time into Infamous Second Son. Again, is it as good as 1 and 2? Of course not. Is it a bad game? No. I liked it a lot more than I think other people did. I thought it was pretty good.
I'm doing some research here, so I
Alright.
will have
Well,
an answer in a second.
while Rice is still doing his homework, there was a game back in the day. Not a lot of people liked it. I loved it. And for those of you who don't know me and don't know what a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan I am, we are obviously talking about the infamous Sonic 2006.
No shit.
Ooh,
I liked
okay.
it. And you know what? The fact that someone's out there kind of doing a remake and doing some like improvements to it, it's
I saw
fun.
that.
Both are great. It's really good. I've been following that project for a while and it's been great. But I've bought this game 4 times.
Oh, four
I have a copy.
times.
I had a copy on my PS3. I had a copy on my Xbox 360. And when I got rid of those consoles, they went with them. Well, actually, the Xbox 360 went out the balcony. Copy of the Xbox 360 went out the balcony. But recently, I did pick up a copy for the PS3 to play for nostalgic reasons. And yeah, I'll still play it. It's still good. It's still good.
Oh, that's one. I got one.
Okay, hit us.
Super random, but I remember really loving Call of Duty Ghosts. The
Okay.
community absolutely hated Ghosts.
People did not vibe with Ghosts.
No, not at all. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think this was during a time when like campaigns were on their way out, or at
Mhm.
least that wasn't like the main interest for people. It was more online multiplayer. But I really liked that campaign. Yeah. So there's one.
I think for me, OG No Man's Sky.
No
Obviously,
Man's
a lot
Sky.
of obviously now the game is incredible and a lot of people really love it. But like the volatile reception that that game had, and again, justifiably
Yeah.
so given the marketing and the kind of hype that went into it, I still really liked the game at launch. I remember
Right.
being in Quebec with my partner at the time, like and like we were on vacation, and I was like, babe, this game I've been looking forward to is coming out. We got to hit up a game shop, and I found one. I found a physical copy. I literally spent like a ton of time playing it that summer. I remember so many memories of like
Yeah.
stranding myself. Like the ship was like up on on like an island that I accidentally landed on and then fell out of, and like trying to figure out like I don't know. It wasn't again. It's gotten much better, and I understand why people
Yeah.
might not have vibed with it. I really liked it at launch,
That's a
despite
good
its
one.
issues.
Another one, Assassin's Creed Unity.
Ah,
That
Mhm.
launch
okay.
that launch was
That was a
absolute
launch.
Is
that
that the
was
one with the like that had that weird glitch with the
The
eyes and
face,
everything?
yeah, like the
Yeah, the
skull
face.
face.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
the developers apologized. Like full on letter was like, "Yeah, guys, sorry. Like
RB.
we should not have done this." But
Damn.
since then, same thing has been praised for, fully completing and kind of patching everything up. It's beautiful.
Hell yeah. Let's roll into our next and final question coming from Black Wyver. Black Wyver writes in saying, hope you guys are well and had a restful long weekend. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Thank you, our friend.
You too?
Likewise.
Question for the show, which I meant to submit a few weeks ago. As bloody brilliant as Insomniac's Wolverine looks, do you think they'll have a feature to tone down the blood to cater to a wider audience, similar to Star Wars Jedi Survivor, where you can turn off dismemberment?
Interesting.
P.S. After seeing what they can do with Wolverine, I'd love for Insomniac to take a stab at Blade. Oh, fuck yes.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
Though I am
Yes.
very excited for the Blade game. Coming
Yes.
that's coming from
Same.
Arcane.
Yeah.
A Dishonored style Blade game absolutely fucked me up. That sounds fantastic.
Absolutely, man.
Do you think we're gonna have a toggle for some of the blood and gore on Wolverine?
I think that they're leaning towards that mature rating. I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Like there's a toggle for Borderlands. It's not necessarily for blood, but it's for the gore. So
Mhm.
like dismemberment and stuff like that isn't a thing, but blood splatter is still there. So it's possible. Is that
I
what people want?
I think for me it depends on what, if anything, are they going to do with the blood and the gore, like narratively. Like if
Yeah.
there's going to be some like fucked up scenes of like, Weapon X Logan, and like if there's gonna be some like body
Oh
horror shit
yeah.
along the way, that like if that blood and gore is important to the narrative, I
Right.
can see them staying with it. If all it is kind of like the chaotic combat, and that's the only time that you're really gonna see that, I could see there being like a
Sure.
less blood, less gore toggle kind of thing. But I think it depends on that on the narrative aspect. If it's like an integral part of
Yeah.
the story that they're telling, then I don't think they're going to turn it off. If it's
Yeah.
not, and it's more for like the kind of show of it all, I could see a world where you can kind of turn it off, or at least lessen or lower it to kind of reach more people. I could see that happening.
And they are good storytellers. They care about
Mhm.
the narrative, right?
Yeah. So that's my question.
Mm.
Danny, what do you think? Are you going to be able to turn off that blood and guts?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do I kind of agree with you. I think they're gonna have an option, like if it's just gameplay stuff to turn it down. I think they'll even go one step further and do like a Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo, where they'll just change the color and just make it look like there's a lot of sweat coming out when they stab people.
Mm.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see them like tweaking it to something else, or like maybe like rainbows and butterflies. You know what I mean?
That would be
That would be
amazing.
sick.
I would be sick. I'd play the shit out of that game. That brings us to the end of this week's show, folks. Thanks to you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you so very much, as always. Denny, if people wanted to see and hear more from you, where could they do so?
They can find me all over the interwebs, mostly on Twitch and Instagram.
Onlyfans.com/DennyRukunFeet.
Feet finder.
First of all, it's Denny Feets.
Denny Feets.
Onlyfans.com/Denny Feets.
But spelled FEATS.
Yep.
No, spelled F33TZ.
Guys, you're giving away the super exclusive one. Shut up. I know you subscribe. But yeah, mostly Instagram and Twitch. But we'll be sprinkled all over else, Twitch and Bluesky. And I just signed up for something called Lemonade. I don't know. Rice
On
made
TikTok?
me do it. Yeah, like I got a thing that Rice is inviting me to it, and I don't know what it is, so I'll figure that out, and then you'll see me on there too.
Don't. I deleted it.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna delete it too. I'm literally fucking delete. I'm deleting it right now. And done. I do not need another social media platform.
Thanks, Denny.
Where can people find you?
Well, people can find me at home trying to fix my technical issues so that I can be present for our next episode. But should you want to interact with me on other things, you can find me on my link tree, Rice BOYYY TV. Really kind of leaning in on some recorded gameplays and also some commentary that I am doing with the games that I'm currently playing. So be on the lookout for that on my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. So thanks so much for checking that out. Appreciate it.
Go check that shit out for both of these wonderful folks. They have all the great contents in all the right places. As for myself, of course, you can find me here at Console Creatures. And you can find more of my words at butwhythough.net. I'll have my Reach review going live here. I'll have my Pokemon review going live on Butwhythough later this week as well. And including maybe some other stuff hitting this site as well. So please stay tuned. We appreciate you all so very much. And we'll see y'all next week. Stay well. Take care of one another.
Chikorita is trash.